Right now, you know you're going to die. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. And you've known that for as long as you can remember. Here's the question nobody asked. When did humans first realize that? Not when people started dying. Animals die all the time. The question is this: when did a human look at a dead body and understand that one day they would be that body? Because the answer may explain religion, the afterlife, ghosts, burial rituals, and every god humanity has ever worshipped. For millions of years, our ancestors watched death happen. A hunter disappears. A child dies. A predator tears apart a member of the group. Death wasn't rare. It was everywhere. But most animals don't understand death the way humans do. A dog may mourn, an elephant may grieve, but they don't spend years wondering what happens afterward. Humans do. And at some point, something changed. Our brains became capable of imagining the future, not tomorrow, decades from now. For the first time in Earth's history, a creature realized, one day I won't exist. That realization may have terrified our ancestors more than any predator ever did. Around 100,000 years ago, something strange begins appearing in the archaeological record. Bodies, buried intentionally, not abandoned, not left for scavengers. Buried, sometimes with tools, sometimes with animal bones, sometimes covered in red ochre, a pigment associated with blood and life. Think about what that means. Burying a body takes hours of hard labor. For people already spending every waking hour surviving, that time cost was enormous. So why do it? Because burial isn't for the dead. It's for the living. Modern psychologists have discovered something strange about the human brain. It cannot imagine its own non-existence. Try it right now. Imagine a world where you don't exist. Your mind immediately inserts a version of you watching it happen. The brain keeps generating an observer, a self, a witness, even when you're trying to imagine being gone. Psychologist Jesse Bering at Cornell University spent years studying this exact phenomenon. His finding was this: the brain has no concept of its own absence. It can simulate death happening to others. It cannot simulate death happening to itself. Ancient humans had the same brain, the same glitch, the same impossible question with no answerable answer. What happens when I disappear? This is likely where one of humanity's most powerful ideas was born. Imagine a child dies. That night, someone dreams about them. The dream feels completely real. The child speaks, laughs, moves, reaches out. For ancient humans, there was no neuroscience, no understanding of REM sleep or memory consolidation. The obvious conclusion was the only conclusion available. The child wasn't gone. The child existed somewhere else. And once that idea appeared, everything changed. Death stopped being an ending. It became a transition, a journey, a door. Different cultures built different answers to what was on the other side. Spirit worlds, ancestor realms, rebirth, heaven, underworlds, river Styx, the happy hunting ground. But beneath every single one of them was the same original fear, the fear of disappearing forever. Religion may not have started because humans wanted power or control or rules. It may have started because terrified people sat around a fire at night, trying to make sense of the most frightening thing their new brains had just figured out. Today we hide death. Hospitals contain it. Cities buffer us from it. Phones distract us from it every waking hour. But ancient humans lived beside it every single day. Infants died. Hunters didn't come back. Winters took the old and the weak. And yet they did something extraordinary. Instead of surrendering to the fear, they built something around it. Stories, rituals, meaning. Entire worlds beyond this one constructed from nothing, but the refusal to accept that the people they loved had simply stopped existing. Because when humans became intelligent enough to understand death, they also became intelligent enough to do something no other creature has ever done. They refused to believe it was the end. And for the last 100,000 years, we have been building on that refusal ever since. Every temple, every prayer, every funeral, every gravestone, every time someone says they're watching over us from somewhere. It all started with one person, sitting in the dark, staring at a body, and asking a question that still hasn't been answered. What happens next?